Okay, let's go make these deadly icebergs. Switch back to my biome stamps. Hey, another first-time chatter. How's it going, Kamina? Awesome. Love seeing new faces. Yeah, don't be shy. Speak up. Chat. And if you got suggestions, throw them in the chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and make these kind of deadly like icebergs. I kind of like these snow mountains right here. These kind of have like an iceberg kind of look to it, but let's mess with them a little bit by going over to transform. And let's make the height much higher to kind of give it that berg kind of feel to it. Let's maybe bring it this way. This is nice height. There we go. Got these nice height. That looks good. And then what I'll do is I'm going to create a couple of these tall kind of icebergs. One there, one right here like that. There we go. And then I could also have them like crashing together to create like maybe some kind of erosion. So maybe I can flip this one and flip this one. And then maybe move this one over to here so it's kind of overlaps behind like this in that corner. Let's maybe move this one right here like this. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, I like that rotation. Let's maybe move this one over to here. And we'll kind of rotate it that way a little bit. Put this one up here. Rotate it just a little bit that way. Let's move this one. Rotate it that way a little bit. Right about there looks good. This one looks good. Okay. Oh, this should be moved a little bit. It's kind of fallen off there. Just want to create a little bit of space there. That looks good. Over to here like this. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick like a base texture for this. So I'll make sure I'm set to land, and we'll go into here. Let's go type in Inkarnate so I can get every single one of them. Let's go type in ice. They're all here. Let me see here. I think this texture right here gets close to that blue that's underneath. We might have to maybe bump up the saturation a little bit just to give it a little bit more blue color. And we'll kind of place that underneath here like this. Okay, so you have our ice, and our icebergs are kind of coming out like this. That looks good. And it already has a lot of the artifacts already in it. See, this got this nice contrast between some darker elements and some brighter elements. I think that looks really nice. So let's make sure to include that. Already looks so good. All right, let's also throw in some, we could also throw in these same kind of like crystals that we did before, but we're going to make them be more like icebergs instead of ice crystals. So what I could do is I'll go mess with the settings with this again. Bring that saturation, bring that brightness up. Let me just take a look at it real quick. What does it look like? Oop, it's already sent to luminosity. Let me fix that real quick. They're not pre-recorded at all. We are totally live. Though we will be probably, as the months kind of go on, we'll probably step away from so much stream content. Instead of 2 streams every week, we might switch it up to just having maybe 2 or 3 streams a month, and then we'll probably do more edited material, so it's a little bit better looking video instead of just streams. So we'll definitely consider that in the future. We'll maybe cut down on streams and then add more polished content. So we'll just see how that goes and see how people react to that. Maybe people like the streams. Some people like more tailored content. We'll probably just try to make content that is available to kind of everyone. So the longer streams for people, the more polished videos that are shorter, the clips, shorts, all of that stuff. We'll make sure there's something for everyone. Okay, let's go ahead and add in these right here. Let me just see what it looks like. Oops, let me turn that luminosity blend mode off. There we go. About, okay. Let's real quickly, I'm going to do some adjusting real quick. Bring the contrast down, the brightness down. There we go. Looks good. There we go. I'm going to place a couple of these kind of crystals here. Yeah, I like the streaming too. Personally, I think that's more fun. I really enjoy interacting with people. That would be my personal choice. But I think also I don't want to just cater to people with stream. who like the streams, even though I wish I could. But I also want other type of content that kind of applies to everybody as well, because everyone's different. Some people don't have the time to sit down and watch a stream from beginning to end, and I totally understand that. So, but I do appreciate all of you here who can make it and be here and to interact. So I appreciate it. But we won't take too big of a hit to the streams. We're not going to cancel streamings altogether. We'll just make sure that we have a mix of content, so there's something for everyone. Okay, so I kind of like that, the way that turned out there. Let's also blend those stamps in a little bit more by using maybe some of this cracked ice just right underneath like this. Let's put that cracked ice just right underneath the mountains as well as those crystals right there. Just a little bit more transition between the stamp and that blue texture, ice texture underneath. That looks good. And then we need to add in, let's also throw in something a little bit more fun as well. Let's throw in some shadows, because right now this doesn't have a lot of depth to it. So I'll show you kind of a cool trick that I do to kind of show shadows. There's a couple ways to kind of approach this. You could use object shadows by selecting all of these mountains. And then if you go over to shadow, go to custom object shadow, you'll see that the shadows are already around it, but you can create like a sense of like a cast shadow by just going horizontal like this and then changing that shadow like this. Let's also change the blur a little bit. Let's change the verticality a little bit so the shadow is not underneath it, so it doesn't look like it's floating. So I'll kind of move it a little bit more like this way. So I have my shadows sticking out that way. That looks good. So this approach works just fine. And if you don't like to do that, you can also just paint it in as well. So I can turn that off, and then I'll go in with the line tool. And what I'll do first is just place a line down. I'm going to edit it. Let's change the size. Let's change it to where it's the color black. You can make it dark blue if you want to for a dark blue shadow. Let's also bring the blur all the way up. That looks good. Let's also turn off the shadow that's on it. So turn that shadow off. There we go. That looks good. Let's also change that blend mode. I think I should be able to change it to overlay. Does that work? Yeah, overlay works. Okay. So now that I have that set, I'll go in and just paint in some shadows. So I'm going to put in some shadows right in here like this. There's some nice shadows there. Let's paint in some shadows right here. Paint in some shadows right there. And if you don't like that color, those lines, you can always change it to a different blend mode. So maybe you want it to be set to darken. Maybe you want it to be set to color burn or lighten. You can change it to whatever you want if you don't like overlay. Hard light and just bring the opacity down if you want. There are a lot of different ways that you can kind of go about doing it. It's up to you. I kind of like this right here. This looks good. It adds in a little bit more shadows, giving more depth. Hey, first time chatter. Yeah, I love all the new sets. I think the frozen riverbank and a ruined outpost would be cool as well. I agree. That's awesome. Where are we at for time? 45. We're probably not going to have enough time to do 4 more. So, but I will show how to do the export because I do want to show that. I feel that's important. Let's also throw in just a little bit of mist as well. So let's throw in just a little bit of mist. Don't forget to drop that opacity, because if you don't, remember, they're going to stack and they'll be hard to see through. So let's just go ahead and put a little bit of frost, or not frost, but kind of like mist in these deadly icebergs here. That looks good. Okay.